Hey, what's going on, everybody? All right, what have we got here today? I'll tell you what have we got. So, possibly shot or shots were fired at the campaign rally for the Republican candidate, Donald Trump. Oh, wow, that's crazy. All right, it's crazy, folks. All right, so, folks, I think Donald Trump is okay. He looked like he was okay, and soon we'll find out more details, exactly what happened and how it happened. Folks, putting aside Democrats, Republicans, independents, at the end of the day, right, folks, at least what I believe is we all Americans. So my prayers are with Donald Trump, and I think he's okay and he should be fine. And soon he's going to talk a little bit more in details about what happened and how it happened. Folks, why are we talking about this? And I'll tell you why we're talking about this, right? Folks, this could be Donald Trump's moment. All right, so what does that mean, sir? What are you talking about? So, folks, this happened in the state of Pennsylvania, right? Okay, so Pennsylvania is an important state for the Democrats, right? Joe Biden and the Democrats are going to spend a lot of money to win the state of Pennsylvania. The Republicans and Donald Trump is going to spend a lot of money to win the state of Pennsylvania. Guess what, folks? This could be his great chance, folks. All he has to go out there and talk to people about what happened, which is true, which is not acceptable. The shot was fired or shots were fired. And guess what? People are going to listen to Donald Trump in Pennsylvania. People are going to love Donald Trump in Pennsylvania. People are going to give money to Donald Trump in Pennsylvania. And this could help his campaign, folks. All right. And also think about this, folks, right? His base, the conservatives, the Republicans, the Make America Great Again, are angry, which I understand completely, right? And upset what happened today, right? And this momentum would continue till November, and I think people will be excited, his supporters, his fans, and they're gonna come out there, give him the vote. Folks, this could really help Donald Trump win the state of Pennsylvania, right, folks? All right, and also, folks, just remember, there is a convention, the Republican National Convention, a few days from now, and Donald Trump could talk about this at the convention too if he wanted to, right? Think about it, right? He could just say whatever happened was crazy, unacceptable, and I'm okay now. And I think the Republicans, his supporters, his fans are gonna be really excited at the convention, the delegates, and it's going to create a lot of energy for his campaign, right, folks? I mean, I don't know if you agree with me or not, but of course, if you disagree, please put your comments and say, hey, I disagree with you on this topic, right? But also now let's look at his possible running mate, which will be introduced at the convention by him or somebody else, right? And there could be possible candidates, right, who we think could be Trump's running mate, vice president. All right, so let's look at the first one. The first one we think could be is Elise Stefanik, member of Congress, congresswoman from New York, the home state of Donald Trump, right? Okay. One thing about Elise Stefanik, folks, she's young, right? She's 40 or 40 plus, something like that, right? So this whole talk about Donald Trump is so old, right? Biden is so old. Hey, guess what? We got the answer for you. We got Sister Elise Stefanik for you. Okay, she's young. That's all she has to do, right? Go out there and say, hi, I'm young. I'm the young candidate here. I'm the running mate. And guess what? I think people will be really excited to listen to that. And people will be excited to see what she has to say. And she's young. So this would really energize his campaign, right? Two, also, folks, she's a female, right? And I think it would be great for Elise to debate Kamala Harris, right? Two vice president candidates, both being females, debating each other. I think it would be a really interesting debate. And also, Elise could talk a little bit about female issues like, for example, abortion. I think this would be a great way to connect with the female voters. Now let's look at the downside of that, right, folks? The downside of Elise is sometimes she's boring. Okay, what does that mean? All right, so if you watch her for a few minutes, right, and then you're like, wow, I don't feel like listening to her, right? So she's kind of boring sometimes, right? So at least we love you, but we love you 80%. 20%, we do not love you. So you're out. We're just kidding, man. At least we love you. And I think she'll be a great running mate for Donald Trump. Now let's look at the possible another candidate who could be is a candidate for vice president for Donald Trump is James David Vance, the senator from Ohio. Okay, he's also young, folks, so that would help him also, right? And also he's from the important state of Ohio, just like Pennsylvania, right? Trump needs to win the state. Biden needs to win the state. They're going to spend a lot of money, both the candidates, to win the state. Okay, James David Vance, being from Pennsylvania, being a senator from the state of Pennsylvania, is going to help Donald Trump. Okay, now let's look at the downside of that. Downside of James David Vance, most people do not really know him. People do not recognize his name so quickly. When they think of him, they're not sure who he is. So a lot of money will have to be spent to get his message out, to get his name out. So that could be a downfall for James David Vance. All right, so who else we got? We got Marco Rubio, the senator from Florida. Wow, interesting. Okay, so Marco Rubio, senator from Florida, another important state. All right, Republicans need to win the state. Donald Trump wants to win the state. Joe Biden wants to win the state. The Democrats want to win the state. All right, important state to win the presidential election. Marco Rubio, if I'm not mistaken, folks, he is Latino. If he can connect with the Latino, Hispanic voters, particularly in states like California, Arizona, Nevada, New Mexico, and of course the home state of Florida, I think this would help him. I think this would help Donald Trump attract the Latino votes to win the White House, folks. All right, so Rubio could be an asset for him too. Downfall of Rubio, maybe sometimes he's been in the Senate for too long. Sometimes people don't want to listen to that. They don't like people being on a particular position for too long. I think kind of gets boring for people. All right. What else we got? I'll tell you what we got. We got brother Doug Burgum. I hope I said the name right. All right. Douglas Burgum. Who's that? Okay. That's the governor from North Dakota. Wow. Has anybody ever been to North Dakota here? Oh, if you've been to North Dakota, put your comments at the bottom because I want to listen. I've never been there, right? So when you think of vacation, you think of having fun, you think of like California, right? You think of Florida, Miami, New York, right? But who really goes to North Dakota? So I think this will be interesting because it's such a small state. And I don't even know if that's an important state, folks, right? Being a governor of California is so different from being a governor of North Dakota. California is a big state, or governor of New York, right? Or governor of Texas. So he's from a small state, right? So kind of boring sometimes for people to listen, okay, North Dakota, right? It's not that important, right? The good thing about him, let's talk about him. He's rich. He's a rich kid. Yeah, he's a rich kid, man. All right. So this kid's got a lot of money, right? Does that help? Yes, it does. The reality, it helps, right? Money is the backbone of a campaign, right, folks? The sad reality is the milk of the campaign. You need a lot of money to run for public office. Doug could help the Republicans. He could help Trump. He could self-fund the campaign. And I think Americans like that. I think many people like that, at least what I think. If you remember when Michael Bloomberg ran for president, spent his money, self-funded his campaign. Mitt Romney, folks, do you remember him when he ran for president? Self-funded his campaign. And I think people like that because it's great, right? Think about this. Why, if you're running for public office, why would you go to like Allison McNeely and say, hi, I need money, can you give me some money? Go on my website and give a campaign contribution. Why would you do that? When you can just, run your own campaign, use your own money and do what you want to do. So you don't have to go out there. I think it's funny, but you sometimes have to go out there and beg people to give you money, right? And you don't have to do that because you're saving so much time and energy, and you could just self-fund your campaign and win. But folks, if I skipped an important topic or I skipped something important, Please put your comments at the bottom, and of course put your comments about what happened today. Unfortunately, it was a very sad event, the shots being fired. We want to listen from you. And also, folks, I need your help. I need you, yes, you, to press the subscribe button. Thank you.